Hey, it's Amy from Dutch Touch Interiors joining you again today. I wanted to share with you today about some tile trends that we've been seeing. I'm sure you've seen them on different blog posts. Maybe you watched HGTV and you see them on different projects that they're doing. Some of the trends I want to chat with you about today include subway tiles. We have the classic 3x6 subway tile as well as some new sizes that are coming out. I also want to talk about wood tile. If you watched last week's video, you saw Sarah from After 8 Interiors and we were talking about hardwood versus laminate. There's also a totally different option that's wood tile, so I'm going to share more about that one today. I want to have a look at penny round tile as well, show you a few projects that have the penny round and talk about some of the things you may be thinking about that. There's a new tile that's out as well, and it's become much more prevalent in design, and it's a hexagonal sized or shaped tile. So I'm going to show you some projects where we have some accent tile in the hexagonal shapes, as well as some floor tile that creeps up on the walls. You'll love it when you see it. And finally, I want to talk about some high graphic tiles. So I'm sure you've seen some of the concrete or the cement look tiles that are square tiles. I'll show you some examples so you see what I mean and give you some ideas on how you can use them in your home. Let's go. So the first tile I want to talk with you about today is subway tile. Now you've all seen subway tile. I've got here just a classic 3x6 subway tile in just a standard contractor white. This is obviously the tile that most of you have seen the most. If you've been to Paris, this is actually in the subway tubes, which is really kind of cool. We're seeing this frequently in kitchens. It's being used far more often than bathrooms. You're seeing it in dining rooms. It's kind of all over the place. There's lots of options in subway tile. It's not just your white 3x6. You can get this 3x6 in lots of different colors as well as the white and different shades of white. But you can also do a 4x12 subway tile. I have here a 4x16 subway tile, and there's lots of options again within this, different colors. There's some textured ones that have some 3D motifs that are on them as well. I'm going to keep it simple today and just show you a few examples of a classic white subway tile. So the first one that I'm going to show you here is a kitchen. Now you're seeing this trend very often. If you pay attention to any design magazines or blogs or HGTV again, you're going to see a kitchen like this quite often. What I wanted to highlight in here was a subway tile that has just a very simple white grout, which makes the tile just disappear into the kitchen. It has that beautiful live edge wood shelving in the kitchen, which is also very popular right now. So this one is a 4x12 subway tile, and it's actually on the island. Now you can see a little bit, it's on the backsplash as well. But what I wanted to show you here was the idea of putting it somewhere else that you may not have thought of before. Most of us, when we think about islands, we're not thinking about tiling our island, and it may seem like a fairly extravagant expense, but in truth, subway tile, especially like this 4x16, you can get it at a really good price, and then you can apply it in different places in your home as well and not break the bank trying to do it. They've done a beautiful job here where they've added a contrasting grout into the tile as well, which really makes that tile stand out underneath that butcher block countertop. This example here is actually a 4x16, so it's the same as the one that I just held up for you. And again, they've done a contrasting grout in this tile. So we have a 4x16 subway tile in our kitchen in just a contractor white. We kept all the rest of our colors in the kitchen fairly warm, so the white actually gives a really nice neutral against everything else. And then we kept the grout very plain, and we added this beautiful mirrored aluminum mosaic in there as well as an accent band. It looks really sharp. What I wanted to highlight for you here is actually the idea of doing a pattern a little bit differently. So this is similar to this. I shouldn't say similar. This is a herringbone pattern, but it's a herringbone that's turned on its side. So most often we see it on the floor and you see it sort of going away from you. This one they've actually turned 90 degrees, so it runs up and down the wall. It's a really stunning way to add a really fun texture, and you've done it with a very basic tile, so it doesn't look overly busy. And the other thing that they've done that I think is really cool in this particular bathroom is that they have a wood look tile that does the flooring and the little seat in the shower as well. And while we're still talking about our classic 3x6 subway tile, I wanted to show you this one. I thought this is a really simple take on a classic tile. It's a beautiful pattern. It's reminiscent of the 6x6 white squares that we've seen in years past, but it adds just a little bit more detail and flair. And again, you can draw out the pattern by adding a contrasting grout, or you can soften it out by having just a white or a very soft white grout in the background. And depending on what you decide to put around the tile will highlight or subdue that pattern a little bit. While we're talking about Subway tile, it would be remiss if I did not share with you some of the different things they're doing in Subway. There's some glass Subway tiles, there's obviously some metallics. So this one I thought was really beautiful. It's more of an industrial look kitchen, and it has what I would call a mini Subway, and it's all done in aluminum. So it has a really stunning shimmer. During the day into the evening, as the light changes, this backsplash will be really very much a live backsplash, and it looks really stunning. And lastly, one of the really great things that I love about Subway tile is that it's a great base that you can use to highlight other things in the room. This image that I'm showing you here has 3 bands of just a 3x6, or it's a 4x16 Subway tile, and then it has a penny round tile as an accent band. Really stunning way to create more of a graphic pattern with 2 very simple tiles. So now that I've chatted a little bit about Subway tile, I want to share with you wood tile. Now, wood tile might seem a bit like an oxymoron to you. Like I said, I put a video out last week with Sarah from After 8 Interiors where we talked about hardwood flooring versus laminate flooring. This is, call it a third alternative to either one of those. And in truth, I really like wood tile, and I think it may be even a better version of the other two. So I want to show you a few examples here. This is just a very basic wood tile with a chevron pattern. I love the pattern. It has just a little bit of continuity that runs through the floor, and it breaks up that wood look a little bit. This bathroom has a really lovely warm feeling to it. When you see wood, the eye visually thinks, wow, it's warm and it's natural and it's tactile. The tile allows it now. You can put it in things like a shower. You can put it on your bathroom floor and not worry about water dripping down on it. It's tile, it'll hold up. This is a beautiful floor that I wanted to highlight for you for 2 reasons. One, it's a parquet finish. It's definitely a look that you need to like, but I think it's really stunning. And they now have created tiles that are in that parquet pattern. What I love about this one is that on top of the parquet, they also have these pattern tiles and put in the living room as what I would call a tile rug or an accent rug. Has a really, really beautiful effect in this space. And lastly, I wanted to show you this dining room. So this has a really stunning table. I mean, can you imagine having dinner at this with all of your friends? But it has the wood tile that runs throughout. What I love about this room is that they've taken, so they have the wood tile and then they've taken a hexagonal tile and actually done a rug underneath the table. And by rug, I mean it's not a fabric rug, it's actually tile, but it's inset into the tile, so it delineates space. It's a really great way to use your materials to do more than just be flooring. So next I want to chat with you about penny round tile. Now penny round tile may be something that is a bit new to you if you haven't seen it. It's showing up in design spaces everywhere. What we're seeing a lot of now actually is clients that are doing not just the flooring in their penny round tile or just a shower, but they're doing a whole room in penny round. I've seen kitchens where they've wrapped the whole kitchen, the backsplash, the walls that wrap all the way around, all in a penny round tile. So a penny round tile, I'm going to show you a little highlight here. It's actually just a very small round tile. You can do monotone, you can do mosaics. Really the sky's the limit when it comes to penny rounds. I want to chat with you about a few examples that I have here. So this one has a penny round tile as your flooring in the shower as well as the niche. What I love about this is that it also shows you how you can use a subway tile as your base. So the whole shower is tiled in, but the penny round is what stands out, and the subway tile actually just disappears. You still see it, but it's not the accent that's in the space. This one is more of a monochromatic penny round tile. When you do something like this, you can also do a monochromatic in a white or a gray. There's lots of options. What they've done in this particular image is that they've done a grout that is very similar to the color of the tile, so you get that texture without this overwhelming visual effect. I love, 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 love this bathroom. just in and around on the design side of things, the pendants that drop down on either side of the vanity are fantastic. I love it. There's light everywhere. I love it. There's a mix of materials. The variety of the heights in the vanity is really nice. But what I wanted to show you here, this is a penny round tile that is in a metallic finish. And when you see the light, it really bounces around on that penny round. Some of them will have a matte and a shiny, and they'll mix them in. It's a really, really beautiful tile and can do a lot with it. And lastly, this is a very simple classic white penny round tile. Now they've done a soft gray grout with this one. There are a few varieties in terms of size of penny round. There's some smaller ones and then there's some bigger ones. There's lots of options again around the penny round, so have a look and see what you like. So next I want to chat with you about hexagonal tiles. So everybody knows what a hexagonal is. It's that six-sided piece. Hexagonal tiles are fairly new on the market. They've only been out maybe the last couple of years. They have different sizes available. So this is a really fantastic tile. I spec'd this for a bathroom renovation project just a few weeks ago. This guy retails for about $5 a square foot. This is a black version of it. There is a white, and I believe there's also like a cement gray color. You can do them together, you can do them individually. It's really fantastic, and to find a tile for about $5 a square foot retail price is really, really unheard of. So I really love this tile. There's also this one. So this looks more like concrete, which is, I believe, what the manufacturer is going for in this. So you could put either one of these on the wall, you could put them on the floor. Do have a look if you're looking for them for your house. Make sure that if you find a tile that you really love and you want to use it on the floor, make sure it's rated for being on the floor, because not all tiles are created equal. So I wanted to show you some examples of how you can use them in your home. So the first example I'm showing you here is actually a hexagonal tile it's very small. It's a mosaic tile, and they've popped it in the back of a niche. And again, it's paired off with a classic 3x6 white subway tile. This one here that I'm showing is actually a project that we finished last year. So this is a bathroom renovation that we did for a couple that was aging, and we needed to take out a tub and put in a bathroom that was far more user-friendly for them. This vanity is a floating vanity that has drawers, which makes things far more accessible for them underneath the counter. The idea here is that the bathroom had a really chic, more modern look that would be, it would hold its style and hold its value. Potentially in 8 or 9 years, the homeowner may want to sell the home. So if we're going to put money into a renovation, we don't want it to lose value because we've put something that's very on trend, very in the moment, and then in 6, 7, 8 years, it's lost its value because it's not on trend anymore. This is a glazed terracotta tile in this stunning sort of emerald / cobalt blue color. Really, really beautiful. You can see from the image it has a little bit of texture to it. Again, with the grout on this one, you can make it pop. You can have a grout fade away a little bit more. Just depends on the look you want to go for. I love what they've done here with that slightly off-white grout. Something that I really love, and I was actually up in Edmonton last summer, and they did this really cool designer evening where they showcased, I think it was 20 different designers, and they created their own booth. They've done this where they've taken this hexagonal tile and paired it with a wood tile. I really love this look. I think it's really fantastic. It's a great thing to do if you have a commercial space that you're thinking about. This is a great way to sort of delineate space between one area and the other without making a hard break. If you're doing it in a home, such as this one that I'm showing you here, this is in a kitchen. This is a fantastic way to transition from your kitchen area out into your patio area. So you have this beautiful intermingling of materials. This tile here is bar none the favorite tile I've seen so far. This is a beautiful, beautiful emerald hexagonal tile. Each tile is a little bit different. What I love about this one is that it shows you some of the versatility of tile. So this tile runs on the floor and it spills out into the main area where it has a large format tile. I'm not going to talk about that this time, but large format tiles have exploded on the market. I'll maybe touch on that when I chat about tile with Sarah in a few weeks. But this is a hexagonal tile in this stunning emerald green, and then you can see it wraps up onto the walls, and it has a stunning marble hexagonal tile that is the base. And I love how it just creeps up the walls and creeps out of the space. It's really, really stunning. So we've talked about a lot of tiles already so far. We've covered some subway, wood tiles, hexagonal tiles, the penny round. Something that I haven't talked about yet, and I want to just highlight for you, is the idea of a graphic tile. And what I mean by that is basically this. So you see in this bathroom, I believe this is actually possibly a 12 by 12 or a 9 by 9 tile that's on the floor, but it has a graphic pattern to it. And then this one has just a standard black and white pattern. But the idea of a graphic tile might seem really overwhelming at first. If you see it in the showroom, you think, wow, I can't ever put that in my house. But you really can do a lot with a graphic tile. This is a really super fun tile that I found while I was doing my research. When you create a mosaic pattern like this, the graphic actually neutralizes itself. So it's a really cool way to add some visual interest into the space without overwhelming the space altogether. This bathroom I just love. Again, what I wanted to show you here was the idea that they've done a graphic patterned floor. So there are black and white details throughout the space. You can see that the classic clawfoot has the black on the outside with the white interior. But this bathroom, I love the floor tile. I think it's really stunning. It's a beautiful classic pattern and really adds to this air of luxury that's in this bathroom. And lastly, I wanted to show you this one. This is actually just 3 by 6 subway tile. It's a white subway tile and a black subway tile, and it's just been laid in a pattern that makes it look really fantastic. So you don't always have to go to super expensive tile in order to get a really cool visual effect. And again, it just gives you an idea of something that you can do with a very classic material to add a little bit of punch and pizzazz into your house. I love how versatile tile can be. You can use it in virtually any room in the house. You can put it on the floor, you can put it on the wall, you can put it on the ceiling, you can trade them in with different materials. I think it's, of all the materials that are out there, probably the most versatile material that you could use. It is something that you want to really think about before you invest in. When it comes to fixed elements like tile, it would be advantageous to at least run your ideas by a designer. At Dutch Touch Interiors, I do offer to do a consultation with clients that potentially are doing a DIY renovation, where I just come to your home for 2 hours. You and I will talk about the options that you've looked at or talk about the materials that you've chosen. We'll chat about your layout and then find out to make sure that you're on the right path, because I would hate for you to go through all the work and expense of doing a renovation and then at the end it doesn't look good or doesn't look like what you think it will. If you like this video, I would really love if you share this video out. You're more than welcome to follow us on our social links. So at Facebook, we're at Dutch Touch Interiors. On Pinterest, we're at Dutch Touch INT. Instagram, my handle is at Dutch_touch_interiors. Please head on over to the website. I'm posting the link here below. If you pop over to the website, not only will you find a full library of all the videos that I've done, you'll also find the blog as well as highlights of projects that I've done in the past. While you're over at the website, please sign up for the newsletter. So once a month, I send out the DTI monthly news. I'd love to have you like, follow, share me on all the social media pages. And if you like this video, again, please share it out. If you have any questions or comments or things that you would love for me to address in a future video, please post them below. Please don't include any links as they are marked as spam and they don't come through. But again, I love sharing these with you, and if I can bring something to you that it's been a burning question, I'm more than happy to answer all of those. So thanks again for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic week ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye!